Boon from Inspiral Carpets and XFM. I just want to say congratulations to Scots for 30 years of great business, and well done to Ellesse for helping us to party. All right, have a great night. I had no preparation for that question, but I'd say, what month is it now? November. So this year, I would say it's my band, Inspiral Carpets, releasing a new album, first album in 20 years. So that's quite a milestone for us, really, as a band, and the reception for it's been great, so that's even better. We just put an album out thinking people might like it, but everybody loves it, so yeah, that's been my highlight in terms of career, but with the band. I mean, what else has happened? With the radio, I'm on XFM, I've been there for like 9 years now, XFM Manchester, doing the drive time show. So I suppose another highlight is that I'm still there after all this time, because I never wanted to get into radio, it happened accidentally, so the fact that I'm still employed by them guys is it's quite big news, that. But yeah, let's go for the album, Inspiral Carpets album. Yeah, I've got quite a few Haçienda stories, but some of them you can't really talk about, can you, publicly? It's like what happened in the Haçienda stays in the Haçienda. I always like little moments, and I can still vividly remember people like Nico walking through there, or Nico being at the bar. So you're talking about, you know, this big club, late 80s in Manchester, and somebody that had been this otherworldly icon from 20 years previously, you know, a big New York artist, friend of Andy Warhol's and Lou Reed, and she was at the bar at the Haçienda because she lived in Manchester for a while and became friends with John Cooper Clarke and people like that. So that was cool. Seeing Joe Strummer walk through again, you know, Joe Strummer was from 10 years previously. It was, and I think it's probably my naivety, wasn't it, thinking that this is Manchester, you know, Happy Monday's New Order. But to see people from outside of that world walking through the Haçienda always really hit me in a really positive way. So yeah, Joe Strummer walking through there, and then we played there, my band played there, the Inspirals played there in probably '89. And that was one of the high points of my career. I knew at the time it was a special gig. And apart from that, no real gossip that I can talk about, really. I saw some sights, and it's just that, you know, that when you see the movie 24 Hour Party People, and there's those really striking shots of the entire club, and it's tribal, and everyone's just going for it, and that's one of my lasting memories of it, is that, you know, that sort of epiphany, you know, it was just an epiphany, just seeing that moment happening, and we were part of it, you know, me, my band, my friends, you know, we were all part of it, so it's nice to be part of something so beautiful, really. And then after they demolished it, I went in, when it was a building site, I crawled under the fence one night in the rain to grab my piece of the Haçienda, which I've still got, just like a little clump of bricks with the pale blue paint on from the inside of the Haçienda. I'm not really a materialistic kind of man, I don't have any like possessions, I'm not really the kind of man who collects possessions, but that piece of the Haçienda is quite special for me, really. It's one of the other great accidents in my life, really, the Inspirals, that I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. No, I was working in a factory in Ashton-under-Lyne, and I actually became a company director of this furniture company, which meant that I had a little bit of say over what we could do with some of the workspace. And we had like loads and loads of empty offices, and I built a little studio for rehearsals and recordings. So bands used to come to me and record. I used to record demos for these bands for like £3 an hour or something like that, dead cheap. This is like 85, 86, 87. And the Inspirals were just a band who phoned me up from Oldham. I'd never heard of them, they weren't really well known, and they wanted to record a demo, so they came down to Ashton, I recorded a demo, and I think we did another about 2 months after. And then the next time they came to do a demo, I just said, well, let me bring this electric organ in and see what this sounds like, which we did, and that was it. Just blagged my way into this little punk group, and it took me around the world, you know. So yeah, so then again, there's no master plan, that just sort of happened, and I think to this day, the repercussions of what that meant, I still benefit from it, you know. Things like this, I probably wouldn't be doing it if I hadn't have dragged my electric organ into that room that night and said, yeah, let's try this, you know what I mean? It all started there, really, didn't it? The old thing of, I mean, the reunion actually started in 2003. That's when we got back together after a 9-year break. So we've done stuff on and off since then. But we spent a lot of years, from 2003 till 2011, literally just celebrating the back catalogue and going out touring the hits. And I mean, we put a lot of singles out back in the day. We did Top of the Pops 8 times, so we were quite a prolific band in the early 90s. So we for many years, we just went out and did that, the back stuff, you know, the back catalogue. And then Tom, who sung with us for 20 odd years, Tom Ingley, he left in 2011. And we literally just got the guy back in that was our singer in the 80s, Stephen. He started the band in 83, he left in 88. So we got Stephen back in. And I think it, like a lot of bands, when you get a bit of fresh blood in, it just, you know, it's no disrespect to the guy that's left, it's nothing, it's just suddenly you've got a new motivation and a new energy. So from 2011, we started writing new songs, we started going abroad for the first time in 20 years. And gradually we had enough material to make an album, and we recorded more music than we needed this time. Like in the past, we'd always just record 12 songs and there's your album, you know what I mean? But this time we did 16 or 17 songs and just picked the best 12. And the album's just so proud of it. It's brilliant. You know, I do believe it's our greatest album. It's certainly the one that I can listen to from start to finish without skipping anything. Like with the other albums, there's always been tracks that I've thought, not really keen on this one, skip forward a bit, you know what I mean? But this one, it's a great piece of work, and yeah, we're all dead proud of it. And the energy in the band, like I said, the energy and the spirit and everything is just top form at the moment. We're all buzzing, you know. You're gonna like this one. Right, I was born in 1959, so I'm 55. I've been DJing. Next year, 2015, is my 40th anniversary of being a DJ for money. So 40 years, and I'm still doing it 3-4 nights a week. I started a mobile disco when I was 15. Some friends of mine, and one of the lads in the band, one of the lads in the DJ group was he's from an Irish family. So we used to do a lot of Irish events. So we'd turn up and set our mobile disco stuff up at the local Irish club, and we're playing all this like jig music and all that, and then mix it up with like disco tracks of the you know, the time. So yeah, I started DJing back in 1975, 76, and I've done it pretty much all the way through. Even when the band was at its peak, I still did DJing where I could. And then when the band stopped in 1995, we took a break. And DJing was one of the first things I got back into as a way of, you know, keeping the money coming in, but keeping my name out there as well, really. So since '95, I've been at it, you know, every week, 3, 4, 5 nights a week. There was a time before I got back into, before I started doing radio, where I was DJing. That's all I did. I was a club DJ. And I've still got the diaries at home and the wall planners that I used to have on my office wall at home, and it'd be like 13 nights in a row around the country, and then one night off, and then 11. It was like that sort of thing for probably 3 or 4 years, late 90s, early 2000s, and that's when I met the woman who became my wife, Charlie, and I had this little old Fiesta that I'd bought off somebody, and we'd drive up and down the country in it to DJ gigs. And we just I just have pockets full of cash from the night before, and the car was leaking water because people kept breaking into it. Because Fiesta's got like bendy doors, you just do that and you're in there, you know what I mean? So yeah, we just had this shit car. It was proper like great time. It was just me and my bird just cruising about, DJing every night. And I love doing it. You know, I love doing every night I do. It's a pleasure, really. And it's always different. Like I do South nightclub every Saturday night in Manchester, which is 14 years I've been doing that. But then I do events like this, which you might say it's, you know, a bit more corporate, a bit more, you know, brand based or whatever. But as soon as we put a record on, that's it, I'm buzzing. Because I only play records that I love anyway. You know what I mean? So I get asked to play records. People request records I'm not keen on, and I'm always very polite. And I usually say I've not got that, but what else do you like? And eventually they'll come around to something that I've got that I like, that I'm happy to play. So, but I love it. I love the interaction with, you know, a crowd of people that I don't always know, just a room full of people, and you know, you just got this challenge to try and make them happy, make them dance, and that. I like the Duke Dumont stuff that's coming out at the moment. Have you heard his stuff? Like this young lad from the South Coast is making quite retro sounding dance music. Won't Look Back. That's his latest one, and the one that I've been playing recently. I love that. I love Chasing Status, Sub Focus, Turn Back Time. That makes me tingle just saying that, because I know that I'll play it tonight at some point and be like, come on. So yeah, I mean, and I play the history of music. You know, it's like every genre that's ever been every genre apart from sort of the rock metal sort of stuff. I don't go near that, but I play bits of country music. I play 50s rock and roll, hip hop, soul, Motown, indie, rave. You know what I mean? Just I love all those genres. So whichever genre I'm playing, usually I just play the big tunes from that genre. I don't get too sort of educational. You know what I mean? It's like I'll play tunes that I know they're going to dance to. So it's either they'll recognise it or it'll sound familiar. But yeah, at the moment the ones that making me buzz the most are people like Sub Focus and Rudimental and stuff like that. Which I think that surprises some people because I work on XFM, which is an alternative music station. But a lot of this dance stuff totally gets me going. You know what I mean? The best bit for me is that on XFM I'm communicating with people that I'm from those people. You know what I mean? It's my family and friends and my city, people that are from the same city as me. So I think to be able to play great music, which is what XFM does, that genre, to play great music to those people at that time of the day, everything about it is perfect. It just ticks every single box. You know what I mean? It's a show that's quite, it's quite heavily playlisted. The drive time show on XFM. I don't just walk in there with a bag of tunes and decide what I'm playing. But that means that my day leading up to that slot is a lot easier. It means that I can spend time with my kids. We homeschool our kids as well, so on top of all that busyness that you mentioned, just imagine educating your own kids as well on top of it all. So we're doing all that at the moment, which is brilliant, total adventure. But yeah, doing the drive time show on XM means that I can spend all day with the kids or doing stuff at home or a bit of work, music, whatever, and then I'm back home by 7:30 to party with the wife, whatever I need to do, or do DJing or whatever. So it ticks every single box, that slot. Best time of day, great music, and it's Manchester, so can't go wrong with it. But I think, yeah, to answer your question, the best bit about it is the city that it's based in. The band, we've got some gigs lined up already, and we'll probably start working on another album, I'm guessing. We're doing a tour this December, so 2015, we might not do a big UK tour, but we've already got some festivals and things booked in. And on the radio, nothing big planned really, but XFM do all the work. I just turn up and press the buttons and talk. So there'll be a Winter Wonderland, there'll be all these amazing things that they do. I'm working on a film project at the moment, which I'm hoping will come together next year. And it's the guy that used to be the drummer in the Mock Turtles, Steve Cowan, has come up with this amazing concept for a film. So we've been working on that now for probably a year and a half, nearly 2 years, like getting the idea together and trying to get that commissioned. So I'm hoping that'll happen next year. And I play the main character in it. I play a grocer from Wigan, based in 1972. So I'm Billy Fielding, the grocer. That's me. Watch for that. Probably never hear that name again ever, will you? But yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm hoping that'll come to the front next year at some point.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Cheers,
Thanks for having me. Have a nice night.